Hello, friends. I'm back after taking a short hiatus. Um, gonna open my next workspace. Got the next libraries in here anyway, just so I can compare them. All right, so take a look at the next components. We have button image, button content and index, image index, card embed, icon title. We have is linkable, we have styles, we have stores for the routes. I think I am going to keep the routes in their own store actually. Let's see, I ended up going with Zustand. I feel like everything I tried required being on the fine side. So I'm gonna take a little look-see at ViewMint. Look at our components. We have is linkable. Wait, why do I have that in the view library? Oh, I just use an A tag. If it's not in Nuxt, that makes sense. Partials, Swiper UI. I don't think I have that, do I? Oh, I do. Model children, user interface, model. Okay, yeah. Looks great. Section has full grid landing, good. Widget. Has title icon embed, image, carousel, and gallery. Need to be image. I'm gonna paste these in here. Rename TSX. Which is clearly wrong. But we're also going to need these composables. I'm gonna copy these. Stores, config, ID. Probably gonna have to bring over the ID store as well. Stores, components, yeah. Is this all in app? No, it's in src, so we're gonna make a new folder. We're gonna call it hooks. We're gonna paste into hooks. And then in stores, we're gonna make id.ts. And just for fun, so it's not the only one with starting data. You know what? I want both of these. Copy these. Delete that. And paste both of these. Okay, now we have everything we need, I do believe. Let's take a quick second to look at React hooks. Your own hooks, yes. These hooks are most useful to library authors. Oh, you can also define your own custom hooks. With use state and use effect, there's a built-in use online status hook. And both of these components can be simplified and you can remove duplication between them. Yes! Although there's no such built-in hook, you can write one yourself, declare a function called use online status, and remove the duplicated code from the components you wrote earlier. Is online set use state true, use effect function, handle online set is online function. Oh, you define these inside here, that's interesting. But I do like that use effect, whatever you return is going to be the callback when it gets destroyed. That's nice. At the end of the function, return is online. This lets your components read that value. Ah, okay, so they're just not exposing set online. Yep. Hook names always start with use. Verify the switching network on and off uses both. On and off updates both components. Yes, now your components don't have enough repetitive logic. More importantly, the code inside them describes what they want to do, rather than how to do it. Yes. You can hide gnarly details of your code. That's why I'm doing it. React applications are built from components. Components are built from hooks. Whether built-in or custom, you likely often use custom hooks created by others, but occasionally you might write one yourself. You must follow these naming conventions. You must follow these naming conventions. Component names have to start with a capital letter. Components also need to return something that React knows how to display, so JSX. Hooks must start with use, followed by a capital letter. Hooks may return arbitrary values. This convention guarantees that you can always look at a component and know where its state, effects, and other React features might hide. For example, if you see a getColor function call inside your component, you can be sure that it can't possibly contain React state inside it because it doesn't start with use. They share stateful logic, not the actual state. active values. What does it mean by that? I thought they didn't have that stuff. Yep, I'm going to be doing that. Ooh, experimental API, passing event handlers to custom hooks. I don't need all this. Okay. So basically we have the logic we need. We've got this config store. Let's start with that. And ID, and we'll pull out routes, put it here so we can compare the two. Just ignore the imports for now. We're just going to bring this in here. Next store ID. ID is a string. You have register ID, unregister ID. Store routes should be ID, ID, IDs is empty. Get rid of all this bullshit. Get rid of all that bullshit. Just need to get rid of all this bullshit. Mint view store ID, Pinia. Return define store, mint ID, state. IDs is an array of strings, good. Register ID is a function returns string, unregistered takes an ID and returns void. Yes. Oh, right, we get set up here. So I set the state, append the IDs. Okay, but this isn't what I want. How I did it down here is what I'm going to want. Ugh. Paste this in here. Just IDs. I didn't think so. Set state. State.IDs, ID. I see. I see. We're gonna cut all this. Set state. Get rid of this. Set state, return IDs, but we gotta define the ID here. Let ID string do ID equals generate ID while state dot IDs dot includes ID. Making sure we're getting unique IDs. And when that's done, return IDs. Which is just spread the previous IDs, add in the new ID. This goes up here. Putting that there. I guess I gotta get rid of the do. I don't have to, but there's no reason to, like, this would just double generate ID every time. So we would do while it includes that ID equals a different ID. Now we're sure there's an ID out here in the beginning, and then we get into the set. We would do that, and then we can return the ID because it's definitely going to be a string. Okay. More complicated than I would like. Actions. Register ID is the one I just did. This.IDs, okay. Unregister ID, ID string, arrow. This is ugly. I think I can get rid of those. you put an extra parentheses around state. These ones need them because it's an implied return of this object. Okay, that at least looks better. Set state IDs is state.ids.filter. I does not equal ID. Yay! Mint next store ID. Looks great. Don't need that. And we'll save it. Good. We'll come over to this one, just get rid of the imports. Get rid of the unnecessary comments. Really what I'm gonna want to do is just copy these guys. Don't need routes. I'm just gonna get rid of routes because that's gonna get its own one. We set up, set header, set footer, set routes. Yeah, don't need that. Don't need that. Don't need that. We're gonna export const next store config. Goes creates. That. Paste that in there. Literally, it's just setter functions for all the things. I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm gonna want that. Gonna want create. Let's make that interface. App header and footer are mint items. And then we have set app header and footer. But, what's going on down here? Just gonna undo this real quick. No. So app is blank. We got header and footer. Oh, okay, it's just mad that I don't have the rest of it. Man, that's... when you have a linter, it just like, I feel like it gets too aggressive. It's helpful, but it's just like, give me like a different squiggly if if you're just mad that I haven't added the other shit yet. That is exactly what I wanted here, right? I do believe. This looks fine to me. Oh yeah, this one should say next. Very nice. Okay, so I do believe that's my stores. We can close those. Is this guy good? Yeah, that guy's good. This is the view. Back to the routes, swiper UI. Okay, so now that I have that done, we're gonna go to the hooks. This is gonna be fun. Use mint next ID. Import mint next store ID. Yes, that's good. Get active pin. Yeah, how did I do that? Let's go to partial header. Wait, no, not the header. Routes. And next door routes. Oh, I see. I didn't put an index file. No. Beautiful. So now this is fine. Let's come back to routes. Yeah, I don't need to do like get active pinia or anything. That's pretty fun. So I guess even here, I don't need to do that now. There. Okay, we don't need no get active pinia, don't need any view. Get rid of these comments. Mint next store ID is just not used yet. We're gonna come down here. Use mint next ID. Come back here and look at a template. We're gonna want use state and use effect. This is just export a function. Function. Delete that. That's what that would be, but there's no... Why am I passing in a model? Oh, if it's given an ID, it can be given an ID. Let's see, this one lets you pass the initial value. Okay, so it looks like I can just do that. Let's see, model, control F for that. It's just the two. I'm guessing I should just make this an ID string. ID. Element ID is computed from that. Let's see. Value, set value, initial value. Store ID. That's store ID. No. ID set ID. Nope. Damn it. Let's use state ID. Store ID dot value. No. It's just gonna be. Let's see. Element ID equals a given ID, if not given one. Oh yes, that's why that should not be here. Put use effect in here. Okay, wait. If ID was given, set store ID to ID. No, that's not what I want. Let's see, and it changes on when ID changes. Store ID. Okay, so I'm gonna if ID set store ID ID. do that. It's gonna be yeah. If not ID, set store ID, register ID. Unbound store, store API, mint next store ID. Mint next store ID. Stores. Returns. IDs. Mint next store ID. Use bound store, store API. Next store ID, input next store ID. Register ID does not exist on type. Register ID. Let's see, how did I use the store here? Ah, it's a function. Duh, I knew that. Routes equals routes. What about the routes here? As routes, add route, set routes. This guy just does constant routes. Um, okay, so if there's no ID, register an ID, set store ID. That looks right. that, and then on unmount, turn function this needs to be, can I do, ugh. Okay, seems fine. And then return. Actually, I can get rid of that. Yeah, wait. First off, I do want to do if no ID. Because if it was provided in ID, it shouldn't be unregistering. Somebody else is going to unregister. If not ID, and store ID. Love it. Got that going for me, and then return store ID element ID. Remove that. I think we're good with the ID hook. I feel like I should test it before I go on to the other hooks. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna go to the image widget, and we're gonna make a new file. Nope, because we already have these here. Who's easier? Let's start with the gallery. Very fun. Import that. Use mint next ID. Export default function. Mint next widget. Image gallery. Beautiful. Model mint item. It's optional. Wait. Is it optional? For the image gallery. Let's see, do I have an if model somewhere down here? Not really. Yeah, this feels like something I would definitely require something for, at least. Const element ID equals use next ID model.id. If model.id is undefined, then okay, so that's why I want a model. Wait. Yeah, never mind. So we do const element ID equals use mint next ID, return div ID equals element ID, element ID. Seems fun to me. Now let's go through and make sure all the files are gonna let us build. It's gonna do that's beautiful. The other hooks, definitely not. Stores are good. Hooks are good. But these don't export anything, so we're just gonna do a quick export. Const sam equals yes. Whatever, that's fine. Definitely gonna want to start adding index.ts files. I'm gonna add one here. Good. Nope. Is partial section. Save that. Add one to widget. Image, come on. Button, image, link. No, come on, dude, you're just making stuff up. This AI is so dumb. Like, just read the folder, dude. Those are good. New file in here, index.ts, import our image export, start from gallery, carousel, export start from index, goes at the top. All the widgets got them, let's make one in the section. Got full grid landing. Why is this working? Oh, it's self-referential. Save that. I'll add one for the partials. Index, header, routes. Viper UI. And we'll put one in is. All the components are good. The hooks have one. The stores have one. Is that all my things? Hooks, stores, CSS components, app. Yes. Okay, everybody's good with. This guy's just slow to catch on. So we've got this ID hook. We've got it put into the gallery widget. Let's close everything. Come back to the app. Go to the home page. Hello home, we're gonna keep, and then we're gonna do mint next widget image gallery. I'll do that, but I want to just, wait. Yeah, I want to just import it from components. I like named exports anyways. Next widget image, well, did I not name them? I feel like I didn't name them. So let's go to widget image carousel, mint next widget image carousel, no, mint next widget image gallery, mint next widget image gallery. Ah, they're exported by default. I see. I see. I don't want that. Let's undo that. Save that there. There's no exported member mint next widget image gallery. Are you sure? It's right here. Do search for export default. Open up the next app. Oh, geez. Give me a tree. Thank you. Page. These ones might need to be default. Ah, yes. Come back to components, index. Save that and see if that changes anything for us. Components. Does do widget. And then widget. Exports image. Image. Gallery and carousel. Oh. Why are you mad? Let's try again. See, I knew I was right. Oh, I'm not right. Oh, yeah, yeah, I was right. I was right. Model equals that. I'm gonna save that. We're gonna come into our friendly terminal. We're going to npm run dev. Let's check out the app. We've clearly done something wrong, right? It says compiling. Sure as hell isn't working. Let me try. Adding these back. And then coming back here and yes. Doing that. Maybe yuck. Back out of there. Oh, that needs to be in a client component. Who does, though? I'm guessing that's... Let's do gallery. Use mint next ID. Use client. And we'll put that here as well. Image can't resolve is linkable. Let's try it again. Still can't find mint next is linkable. Is linkable. Export default function mint next is linkable. And it is the image. Oh, it's because I moved the folder. It's just because I moved the folder. Also, it doesn't like that. We're gonna ignore it. What's this? React refers to a UMD global, but the current file is a module. Can you consider adding an import instead? What? What? Okay, well this just needs that. Oh wait, yeah, definitely. The fuck is going on here? Result of get server snapshot. Mint next ID. Mint next gallery. Home. Result of get server snapshot should be cached to avoid an infinite loop. That's not the problem. Where's the page? Where's the home page? No, this should be fine. What is wrong? Maximum update depth exceeded. This can happen when a component calls set state inside useEffect, but useEffect either doesn't have a dependency array or one of the dependencies changes on every render. That's what I did. So let's go back to Mr. ID store. No. Hooks, Mr. ID hook. These guys, it affects every time any of these change, but it is using this, but is updating this. Set store ID, register ID. Yeah, I need to get rid of that. React hook useEffect is missing a dependency. Store ID. Either include it or remove the dependency array. You can also replace multiple use state variables with use reducer. Its set element ID needs the current value of store ID. Wonder if that counts in there. So I could be able to do maybe const ID equals register ID. Do those. This guy still has store ID. Oh, but it's in, oh. React useEffect. Synchronize a component with an external system, yes. Setup code. Reactive values include props, state, and all the variables and functions declared directly inside your component body. The linter is configured for React and will verify that each reactive value is correctly specified as a dependency. If you omit this argument, your effect will rerun after every re-render of the component. Yeah, give me this one. Passing a dependency array. Passing. You specify the dependencies your effect run after the initial render and after re-renders with changed dependencies. In the below server URL and room ID. Room ID. Oh, here it is. They both must be specified as dependencies. As a result, selecting a different room in the dropdown or editing the server URL input causes the chat to reconnect. However, since message isn't used in effect, and so it isn't a dependency, editing the message won't reconnect the chat. Yes. These guys don't have. Oh, specifying count as a dependency always resets the interval. equals set interval, set count, C. Pass a state updater. Now count is not a dependency. That's what I tried to do here, but it doesn't work down here. The store ID on cleanup, I want it to register the ID if there's a store ID. But if a store ID is a dependency, then it's gonna keep on running because I set the store ID. Okay, let's go back here. Passing an empty dependency array. If your effect truly doesn't have any reactive values, it will only run after the initial render. Yeah, it actually shouldn't be very reactive, so I think... Can I just do that? It's missing dependencies. No dependencies if your effects run every single render and re-render of your component. When you change server room ID. It also reruns when you change the message. I guess this is an orange underline. What if I just try that? Oh, if it doesn't have a dependency array, it's also a problem. Okay. I need to unregister. I need to unregister. Ah, Jesus, I think I got it. Okay. ID equal register ID. I might make it a const eventually. I guess it's just gonna do that because, okay, const new ID equals register ID. If not ID, set store ID new ID, set element ID, mint ID, new ID, return. If no ID, const new ID string or undefined. Okay, there's no ID. New ID equals register ID. Get rid of that and put that back to let, like I said in the first place. So if there's no ID, then we register an ID. Set the store ID, set the elements ID to that new ID. Whenever we're done with this, we will return if there's no ID and we have a new ID, we unregister the new ID, and now we can get rid of this store ID. And we just have the functions that run updates, and then this ID, which is just what's passed. Does that even need to be there? It does, apparently. Honestly, I don't think I need store ID at all. I'm just gonna return element ID. How are we feeling over here? Still 3 errors? The result of get server snapshot should be cached to avoid an infinite loop. I don't know where get server snapshot's coming from. Close that and rebuild it, see if that'll tell me anything. This seems perfectly fine to me. These guys are still mad. This can happen when a component called setState inside useEffect, but useEffect either doesn't have a dependency array or one of the dependencies changes every render. Whoa. Wait, what? Okay, yeah. Calling that a whole bunch of times. Just want to see right here. Oh. Sure. Still gonna build. And it builds fine. Bring that in. It does not. Let's go to the gallery. Save that and everybody's happy. I have used client. Constant element ID equals use next ID model dot ID. And then we'll come over to the ID hook. On the effect, we're gonna do no, we can't even get to the effect, can we? Mint next ID use effect. Oh, it happened. Undefined. Okay, and then I should be able to come in here and console.log new ID, return ID, use effect. Mint next ID, use effect, undefined, use effect. Now it has the ID. Use mint next ID, return undefined. Oh yeah, I didn't want that. I want to see that. Return, okay, so when it detaches, it's doing that. The result of server snapshot should be cached to avoid an infinite loop. Maximum update depth exceeded. This can happen when a component called set state inside use effect, but use effect either doesn't have a dependency array or one of the dependencies changes on every render. How can we red squiggle for use const instead? What's going on here? Happened again. Move store ID, and I start adding the logs. This one runs a butt ton. New function references to register ID and unregister ID on each render. Also, the state updates inside use effect might be triggering additional renders. Here's how to fix it. Remove register and unregister ID. Oh, I can put this in here. That's pretty cool. But if I remove these, it's gonna yell at me. I guess that's okay. I'm gonna put this up here. Put those in there. I can get rid of that. I need those. Gonna bang it. And that's just saying I know that there is a new ID. Oh, you know what? You can do that in there. There's no ID, else I'm gonna return undefined. You know what? I don't need that. React hook use effect is missing dependencies. Either include them. Use your way, use a rep. Store functions in reps to avoid dependencies. Okay. That's gonna be fun. We'll check that out soon. I'm gonna take a quick break. Be right back. Alright. What do we got? Store the functions in refs to avoid dependency issues. Use ref. Keep refs updated. Use effect. Register ID ref. Dot current equals register ID. Register current equals register ID. Use effect. If not ID. If you're confident that they are stable references from your store, you can just disable the lint rule for these dependencies. I don't really like that. Let's try the other way. Actually, can I do set ref register ID? Interesting, not what I'm trying to do. Ref unregister ID Q equals. No, again, not what I wanted to do. Can I do this? Am I thinking too Python? Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Okay, you can do that. You can do that. Ugh, I don't even. A node rendered by React is not what it is. Ugh. Is it really how we gotta do this? It's not the most beautiful thing ever, but I'll think about how I can clean it up later. Maybe button's not clicking. Just gonna close this and see if reopening it's gonna help with anything. Why? Nothing's wrong with it. Ugh. Okay. Not running anymore? Try it. And it's gonna work. We got the high. We call this hook ID. Rename those. We're gonna get rid of this hook ID. Actually, we're gonna rename those back. We'll do no. Const element ID set element ID equals use set string. Import use state. We'll use effect set element ID. Use next ID model.id. React hooks must be called in a React function component or a custom React hook function. Can't be called inside hooks. Okay. Well, it was worth a shot. Only 2 errors this time. No, I don't think that's the issue. Oh, I did. Keep refs updated. Okay, I see. I see what I'm doing. Can I get rid of those? I'll just register the ID here. No, this store needs to be used on the front end, so I don't think that's gonna work, but I'm gonna try it. Many more errors. Many more errors. Get rid of this effect. Are we looking here? Much more bare bones. Okay. Getting somewhere. The ID is registered, as long as it's not given one. I would like to check out the ID store when it registers. I'm going to console.log register ID. Do console.log unregister ID. What, we have more problems? do? Yeah, it's hanging. Go back to the other. There we go. That's what I thought. It's gonna do the same thing. Oh, we're getting the ID. Come on. Still crashing. Oh, fucking updated the carousel instead of the gallery. The bout isn't working either. It appears. Okay, I got here. Now I go home. Okay, we got Sam. Very nice. Now why is this? better look at React hooks. Custom hooks re-render together with your component. They always receive the latest props and state. To see what this means, consider this chat room example. Changing the server URL on the chat room. Yeah, these guys don't put the set functions in here. I mean, it makes sense. Okay, let's come back here. Take a look at the ID hook. this. What if I do that? Make this one Sam. Okay, not that. Okay, we're getting somewhere. Looks like it's not really the hook at all, I would say. No, because I added these up here. ID or new ID, ID or store ID. And then there's the effect, yeah. Yeah, okay, so I just get rid of those. It really just needs to register when it starts. And we go to the ID store. Once I change it, it crashes. Everything's fine here. Oh! When that happens, I want to inspect, check out the console, and see what's going on in here. When I do this. Okay, it's registering a ton of IDs. I need to not be doing that. Right, because it's happening every time. This happens every time. This gets rendered. That's very broken. Can't even get to the... Oh, this is so frustrating. Hey, nasty one. Might you have any idea why? So I'm coming from Nuxt, where I can do mixing and matching of server and client side. I'm getting errors. Let's see. So I just grab this element ID from a hook here. The hook gets a register ID function from a store that uses dustband. And this just gives it a unique ID and stores the IDs in here. And for some reason, it's just like registering a ton of IDs. I think it's my understanding that like this should rerun every time this re-renders, but I don't see why it would need to re-render. Not doing anything. I'm just grabbing this element ID. I don't know. It's getting a little frustrating. Let's save that. I don't know why I can't find that. I know that exists. Oh, slowly but surely. Very nice. Everybody gets Sam as their ID now. And everything is A-okay. Mint ID Sam. Everybody's happy. Let's try console.log. New ID here. I reload it. We get new ID Sam. New ID Sam. Element ID Sam. Okay. Maybe. I don't find curse like the AI to be super helpful, to be honest. It gets confused really fucking easily. And I've asked it to help me out already a few times, and it's just not providing anything helpful per usual, so I don't know, I'll figure it out. Let's see, registering an ID. So this is only logging once. If I get rid of this and come back, now it's logging the shit out of everything. Yeah, that's my problem. I have 5 projects in here, and that's like a small. Usually I have way more open. It's awful. Register IDs. console.log, register ID. That's good. I'm getting register ID, new ID, element ID. Okay, I think I'm starting to get this. Yeah, when this element ID updates, so does this component. And so it's gonna call this again. But if element ID doesn't update, then it stops. It only does it once. Okay, so that's pretty easy. Nice. I'm all about just working on small projects here and there. I just built a chatbot. I take it down? No, I built a little chatbot. That'll tell employers that they should hire me. That's pretty. And then besides that, just like a bunch of websites. Okay, so how am I gonna do this? Oh wait, I need to look at my phone. Okay. Okay. I mean, I literally just. What do you mean? It's just a chat. It's just a chatbot. I don't know. I don't know what you want from me. Element ID equals use next ID model. Okay. 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 Um. I'm gonna check to see if register ID is the issue, or if I can just do text.generate ID. Not that. Got it. I know what the issue is. So, save this here. Coming in here. No, because it says it's registering ID. Let's see, but if I do generate ID, it only comes up with 2. I use register ID. Ah. Log all of the IDs. Close that. Close that. Run it again. Ah, this is so annoying. Okay, undo some of that. Save it, come back, and nope, it's just generating more and more. Did I just forget to put a not? I'm gonna guess I just forgot to put a not. While state.ids.includes ID. While state.id equals generate ID. Let's log register ID. Bit. Bit. Come back here. This new ID equals register ID. Element ID equals use state. Return element ID. Gallery. Grabs the element ID. This is run every time this is updated. What if I I got it. I got it. I think. Let's try use effects. Element ID. And that's weird. Okay, so when the element ID updates, I'm gonna do model.id equals element ID. Model. That's gonna give me an infinite loop. Wait. Well, I can scroll, but I can't right click. Can't do anything. Undo that. Undo that. Try the friend. Okay. Register ID when the component renders is triggering a state update in the store, causing re-renders. What? Move the register ID into the use state initializer. No, I already had that guy. Move the register ID call. Ah, here it is. Okay, hopefully that works. I do not have high hopes. Something feels wrong about it. Definitely not working. Still not working. I think because element ID is making the gallery render, which is calling this again. Maybe can I add this here? And let's see what they think. Come back here, register ID. Remove use state hooks. Remove the use state hooks, since we don't need to store the values. Use memo to compute the element ID once and cache it. Okay, that's better. The element ID will only be recomputed if the ID property or register ID function changes. I don't think I want register ID in there anyways. Store ID, I definitely want. I mean, eventually, so. I'm gonna want store ID equals use memo. Import that. And this is just gonna be return ID or register ID. We'll do that. And then we'll make element ID also memoized. And that will change if ID or store ID changes. Return ID or mint ID, store ID. Feels better. Just break the server and come back. Close that. And we got another infinite loop. Can I get rid of that? Is that gonna do anything for me? No. This seems to be working just fine. It's just when this is being called. I don't think this is gonna do it, but I'm just gonna. Alright, that guy. Close that. Well, this at least gets me there. This seems to be working just fine. This, on the other hand, you know what I could do? Let's see if this does it. If I import next store ID from the stores. Register ID does not exist on type string. What's that, right? Yeah. If we try that. Oh, you can go to localhost if you're shouting. One issue, and it's an infinite loop. Not change anything about it. Still broken. I think I like the syntax better. Oh. Show me that. Still not cool? Why would register ID? Okay, so I think I need to look up use ref to get a better understanding of that. Interval ref equals use ref 0. Input ref use ref no. Initial value returns an object with a single property. Current. Initially, it's set to the initial value you passed. Later set as something else. Pass the ref object react as a ref attribute. React will set as current property. Okay, so you want to use a ref to store values between renders. No, this one's going to be a ref. In fact, yeah, we're going to take this out. Put that in there. Make this a ref. Make it store id.current. Get rid of use state. That feels better. Ah. Feeling pretty good. Maybe I shouldn't. Not even getting there. Still not working. I just want it to render. Oh. Take a look, see at the console. And we'll undo those guys. Set state cannot update a component image gallery while rendering a different component image gallery. To locate the bad set state call, set state in render. What? Probably just closing the server. Jesus, come on. Where I'm gonna get this. Really? God. Okay, get rid of the refs. Save that. Save that. Okay. Well, my brain hurts. I haven't been able to figure it out. I need to take a break. My dad's coming over soon anyway. Pick up some mail. I think I'm gonna be done for a bit. Come back to it. I'm gonna try these back to refs. Just real quick. Hit that guy. And I'm gonna do that guy. Lots of errors. Yep, I'm gonna take a break. We'll come back to look at this. I think I'm gonna, I don't know, I have to make something simpler to get a feel for what's actually going on. ERB.